for a story that's really gotten, I don't know if it's been windy and it opened up its sails and the story just started to fly away or what. I don't know. But the whole story with defensive coordinator for Georgia, Todd Grantham, coming up and giving the choking gesture during the Florida-Georgia game right before Chaz Henry was to kick the game winner, the 37-yarder. And Todd Grantham is out on the field, more towards the sidelines, of course, but doing the choke signal. He did it 4 times. Georgia called the timeout right before Henry came onto the field to kick that field goal. So he gave the choke signal, both hands around his neck, or at times it was one. And the story just started to go wild. And at first, it started to catch storm, really was on the blogs. The sports blogs all had it, and they had the video clips and everything, and it became kind of big through the blogging world. The blogosphere, if you will. And after that, and Mark Richt came out yesterday at his press conference and said, you know what? Todd's not proud that he made those choking gestures. And I think to myself, have we gotten to the state in the sports world, in the world in general, where we have to apologize for every little thing we do? I mean, really, if a head coach were not to walk little old Granny Smith across the street, for some reason, say his wrist hurt, or his back was hurting that day, and he didn't walk old little Granny Smith across the street. Would the next day or on Thursday at his press conference, would he have to apologize for that? For not doing charitable work for a good deed? I mean, where does it stop with this? This apologizing and being upset about this stuff. And Grantham hasn't apologized yet, but I'm sure at some point he will. Because this has created a stir through Gator Nation, through the sports world. And I just think, you know what? Sometimes these games are entertainment. They're fun. Coaches are in practice and in game film, they're intense almost all the time. So why wouldn't they be intense when they're about to lose a game against a rival in Jacksonville? Florida, Georgia, one of the bigger rivalries in the country. Why can't you get riled up about that? Why can't you do the choke signal? Now, if you flip the bird, that'd be another thing. Or maybe the throat slash. Maybe the NFL might fine them. But it's just a choke sign. It's not anything too vulgar or out there. This story just keeps gaining momentum. And, it's just, I don't think it should be. I think it should just stop and, Todd, he got out of control on Saturday, did the choke signal 4 times, he threw out a few expletives. But what coach doesn't in football? That's just one of the things that happens. Tiger Woods does it in golf. It's become fairly commonplace for a TV camera to catch a head coach just firing away. Just one after the next. That's fairly commonplace. But I love how Florida senior guard Carl Johnson, there's always one. There's always that one that's in the back of the classroom that A, isn't listening, or B, just doesn't care. And those are the fun students. Those are the students that turn out to be the entertaining ones in the NBA or the NFL. But Carl Johnson, after Florida players were told not to talk about what happened with the choking, what was told not to, every single Florida Gator was told, no. Gentlemen, please, if the media asks you, you don't say a word. Do not say anything. But Johnson, being the character that he is, could not resist. No, he saw his opportunity to be a clown, to gain a little exposure. And he said, hey, you know what? He did it. He kicked a field goal, so he needs to do it every time, referencing Todd Grantham. Every time we play against them, he needs to do that. Thank you, Carl. Thank you, just for speaking up, for not listening to what your coach is, for what the team has told you not to do, for being different, breaking out of your shell. You know, that's sometimes what Miller on Sports is all about. Being a little different. Stepping out of your comfort zone and saying, you know what, I'm gonna try something new. Alright, let's try this. But the whole choking sign, everything with that accompanies